It's fitting, I suppose, that a team that didn't make it to the playoffs is proposing a change to the overtime rules that became controversial in the playoffs. However, the Colts' proposal would apply both to the regular season and the postseason, and it's a codification of the very simple idea that's been kicked around for weeks now, guaranteed possession for each team. So if the Chiefs had scored as they did against the Bills and they had gotten the 1 point to make it a 7-point margin, the Bills would have had an opportunity to match or beat it if they had so desired. And if the Bills had scored a touchdown, they could have gone for 2 and the win or the loss, or they could have gone for 1 and it would have become sudden death after that. I don't think it happens in the regular season, Peter. I don't think they're going to extend the game at all in the regular season. But it makes sense for the postseason. And I think that's where the NFL is going. They don't want gimmicks. They just want football. And the easiest thing to do is give the team that kicked off a chance to match any score that the receiving team generates.
And I think, in the last 3 years, there have been 2 games that seem to cry out for both teams getting a possession. The game where 3 years ago, where Kansas City scored 24 points in the fourth quarter, and you could not stop Patrick Mahomes. And the Patriots could not touch Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter of that game. And I covered that game. The Patriots were almost as hot. It was 31-31, and they go out for the coin flip. And I just said, and I think everybody in the press box said, if whoever wins the coin flip is winning this game, period. And that's exactly what happened. And then probably the same thing this year, divisional round at Kansas City again. Karma justifies what happened. The Bills lose the coin flip. Kansas City takes the ball. Mahomes goes down the field, hits Kelsey, game over. And it's just for everybody who says, hey, play defense. Defense is part of the game too. I say, okay, so why don't you then choose to kick off to start overtime? If your defense is so great, choose to kick off. And Mike, look, the fact is there have been 12 overtime games in the playoffs over the last decade since the rule was changed that a first possession touchdown wins it. 12 games. 10 of them have been won by the team that got the ball first in overtime. 7 of them have been won by a touchdown on the first possession. It's just the coin flip bears an inordinate value in who wins an overtime game, particularly in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the point. And just because, for example, the Bengals ended up winning the AFC Championship after kicking off to start overtime, that doesn't make an unfair rule more fair. Just because someone managed to overcome the inherent unfairness. That's one of the arguments you always hear. Well, hell, the Bengals did it. The Rams did it against the Saints 3 years ago. Yeah, they overcame a system that puts too much emphasis on the outcome of a coin toss. And I don't know why people refuse to acknowledge the significance of that coin toss. And, Peter, it made me think of something. If they change this rule for the postseason, I may be inclined to kick. I may be inclined to take the wind if I'm playing outdoors. Yes. I may be inclined to defer possession since I know I'm going to get one.
Yes. I would absolutely do that, because then after the first possession, if you know what you're getting, if you hold the team on the first possession, you can play for a field goal to win the game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.